Hello everybody in YouTube land, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for checking out this video. If you haven't, you should subscribe to our channel or like this video. We release Arkham Horror content every day of the week. Today, at request of the people who liked the first video, I'm doing another limited deck building video where I'm going to be building a deck for Zoey and Rex using just the revised core set and the Dunwich Legacy Investigator expansion. So this is going to give you an idea of how you should be parsing out your collection, and this is also just like some upgrade plans for the deck. Now, we're going to be building this no taboo list because this is designed for you, potentially a new player. And we're also going with Zoey and Rex because last time we did Skids and Jim, and Skids and Jim were they're kind of just bad. While Rex and Zoey are both kind of just good. So with this one, we're just doing Rex and Zoey, revised core set, and the Dunwich Legacy expansion. Alrighty. So, we're going to start with Rex. So Rex's ability is really good. After you succeed a skill test by 2 or more while investigating, discover 1 clue at your location. This is not the taboo list, so this is no limit. It's really strong. And because it's no taboo list, we're going to quickly just take a little stop in Dr. Milan Christopher land. He is, after you successfully investigate, gain 1 resource. He also gives you +1 book, which is really good for Rex. He's at 5. But we want to go even higher. So we're going to grab some magnifying glasses. Give me 2 of those. So magnifying glass is fast. You get +1 while investigating. You get +1 while investigating. So this works really well with the plan as well, because with Dr. Milan and Rex, with Dr. Milan, Rex, and 1 magnifying glass, we now have 6 book. If we have 2 magnifying glass, we have 7 book, which means we're going to constantly be getting additional clues with Rex's ability. We're going to quickly just take a stop in skill land, because it's kind of just a good place to be. We are going to grab 2 copies of this deduction. 1 second. I'm going to just fix why these images aren't showing. Alright, we're back. So into skill land, we have deduction here. So deduction is just a really good skill. If this skill test is successful while investigating a location, discover 1 additional clue at this location. That means with Rex's ability, you can potentially get 3 clues with 1 action, which is kind of juicy. We also are gonna grab. Man, this is undimensioned and unseen, huh? We're also gonna quickly just grab a perception while we're here. This is just you get 2 book. If you're successful, draw a card. We are going to be coming back and looking at these other skills, but right now we're just going to be grabbing the stuff that, like, we know we're going to want. Like, this is the stuff that we absolutely know we're going to be happy to play. Another one of those cards is Shortcut. It's another staple. It's really good. You get to choose an investigator location, move that investigator to connecting location. It's fast, and you can play it only during your turn. Cost is 0. It's just a really good card. I guess we should look at Rex's personals. So, Rex Murphy deck only, pay 1, draw X cards, Rex's number of clues on Rex Murphy to a maximum of 5. And our weakness is Rex's Curse. When you were to succeed at a skill test, or return the revealed Chaos token to the bag and reveal a new Chaos token. If this effect causes you to fail the test, shuffle Rex's Curse into your deck. So, really, honestly, this is like really minor. It's more annoying than it is actually bad. Because Rex is a Dunwich Investigator, we have the deck building where we can have up to five other level 0 cards for another from another class. And we can't include fortune cards, which means we can't play lucky as much as we want to. And yes, I have done it once because I was just like, fortune's a great card, let's play this here, when I had to speed build a Rex deck. Don't make the same mistakes I do. Be better than me. What do we want for Rex? So also with Zoey, we also have Zoey that we're going to have to worry about hers. They're going to be sharing the off-color cards. So the question is, like, what are we looking for in Rex? Quick thinking could be nice. We probably don't want to go into the red, but like, look at the survivor pool. We don't really have a necklace slot. So we could do, we could run Rabbit's Foot for sure. in the necklace slot. That could be an actual potential option here, because if we look at the accessories and the Seekers with the collection of what we have, all there is the Disc of Itzamna, which we don't really need because Zoey is going to be our walking Disc of Itzamna. So right now, the cards that are looking most interesting from this pool are, just on this look from the two that we looked for, is Rabbit's Foot can be nice, as well as in the Rogue pool, Quick Thinking. Let's look at the Mystics. We have some stuff here, which is not going to do too much in these. In the events, there are some strong events, though. We do have a Ward of Protection. We do have a Ward of Protection, which is probably better in Rex than it is in... It's probably going to be better in Rex than it is going to be in Zoey, I'm going to wager. And I do see some people saying Burglary can be interesting. It definitely can be. Because if you succeed by 2, you do... do you get the clue? But the thing is, I don't think it's a good focus for this deck that we have here, but I do think it is pretty interesting. I do think I like the Ward of Protections better in Rex. You do you get the. I think I like this better in Rex because he does have 9 over her 6, and you have to take a horror here. I think it's nicer there of the two. If Rex wasn't here, I probably would run the Ward of Protection in Zoey, but I think I like it a bit more in Rex. I'm also going to grab 2 Quick Thinkings, and we are going to follow this up with the with 1 Rabbit's Foot. I think this is a pretty fine splash for Rex here. Now we got to go back to the Seeker cards, and we kind of just fill out the deck with other things that are good. Because we're playing Dunwich, we realistically probably want Strange Solutions in this deck, because as you see, once we get to the upgrades, there's not going to be a lot that we're going to spend our money on. Because there's really just not much. Like, there's things that are good, but, like, you probably want the Strange Solutions in this deck. So I'm going to wager we're going to put those in. Because, number 1, we don't have a lot to upgrade into. Number 2, they're really good. They're really good when we upgrade them. Looking at the events that we have here, we're probably wanting to run a Preposterous Sketches. And we're realistically also probably fine. We're starting to hit the bottom of the barrel already, huh? Small collections. I haven't had to do this in forever. So we're going to go to the neutral cards, and we're going to look through some things. Looking at our curve, 1, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1. So our curve is really low. So Emergency Cash might not even make the cut. We are going to grab an Unexpected Courage. And Guts might make it? Wow. This is wild to me. We realistically also could grab Flashlights to start off. I think that like a Flashlight is just a good card. And in Rex, it has the potential to be even better. And I think in a level 0 deck, it just increases the consistency of what we have starting here. I think it's still just fine. Like, it's a good card, actually, like, when you strip it all down. We are going to look as well for, I think what we want, I need 7 more cards. I mean, I think Seeking Answers is cute, but I don't know if we want to play it. But we're running out of we're running out of options. That's kind of funny. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a Laboratory Assistant. It's cheap soak and it draws cards. Hard to say no. We're gonna grab 2 Inquiring Minds. These are good starting level 0 cards. And it's looking nice. Look at me making a skill-based Rex deck. That's how it always goes. We are going to grab Working a Hunch. Cards just like good. And then we can probably play a 1 of Emergency Cash. This is probably the Rex deck. This is probably the Rex deck that I would look at running with this collection now with my knowledge of the game and also of Rex Murphy. This guy's going to upgrade into an absolute fucking tank. And what we're going to do, instead of what I did last time, where I'm going to give some listed upgrades, instead we're going to build a side deck that is going to be like the upgrade pools, the cards that you want to look at. So what we're going to do right now, right off the bat, is we want a Charisma in our side deck. This is going to be a good upgrade because while we can have 2 Dr. Milan Christophers, we can't have Dr. Milan and a lab assistant, which means we don't have to make an awkward choice once we draw Dr. Milan because Dr. Milan is priority. The other thing in that as well is that if you bought this to play with Dunwich Legacy, playing with in that campaign, you're going to get a lot of allies in the story, so that's just a good option. So we're going to throw that down in the side deck. We go back to the Seeker cards, and now we have the upgraded stuff here. Things that are like, we're going to just like quickly just put an important point on. Higher education, this card is an absolute beast, especially on Tabooed. So while you have 5 or more cards in your hand, which you are going to have 5 or more cards in your hand because you are Rex Murphy, that's like what you do, you get to pay 1 resource to get +2 brain or +2 book for a skill test. What this does is, for 1 resource, you get your +2 to succeed by 2 from Rex's ability, and then when you have Dr. Milan in play, you get that money back. And you can do this endlessly. You can just never stop for all the actions on your turn. So this one's also, especially at 3 experience, this card's a steal of a deal. Looking at over here, another great card, Pathfinder. During your turn, if you're not engaged with enemies, exhaust it, move to a connecting location. Just a really stellar movement card. Looking at, as we got over here as well, we have the Strange Solutions. We probably realistically want the Acidic Ichor. You get a fight with a base skill of fist skill of 6, and this attack deals +2 damage. However, you could really make the case. I'm gonna just put the stamp of approval on this one. You could have some case for the freezing variant, but I think that just the Acidic Ichor is just so strong in comparison that it's kind of wild. It's just a very, very good card. So those are our assets that we want to look at here. You also could make a case for an upgraded Magnifying Glass when the time comes. One thing that upgraded Magnifying Glass can do is you can return it to your hand and then use your Higher Education if you needed a 5th card. I don't think it's a priority upgrade, but it is an upgrade that you can consider. Going into the events, Seeking Answer is the upgraded one. This one's actually fun. So this one's from the Revised Core. If you succeed, instead of discovering a clue location, discover 2 total clues from among your location and connecting locations. This one is also definitely worth consideration. I think the card is nice. Cryptic Research. This is just fast. Draw 3 cards. If you have the experience later in the game, I don't think it's a priority because you have your Preposterous Sketches, which are going to be doing a good job for the majority of the game, especially with Untabooed Dr. Milan. But this can be an upgrade that you can take advantage of later in the game. I don't think it's priority, though. Deciphered Reality is cute, and I just don't think it's that recommended. I think it's more cute and exciting than it is actually good. For upgraded skill here, put upgraded deduction on the list. So this would be the upgraded package that I would look at. Priority is for stuff like Higher Education and Charisma are probably the priorities here. Pathfinder, at 1 experience, is an absolute steal of a deal. I can't believe this used to cost 1. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. What the frick is in my eye? It hurts. All right. Next up, so the Rex deck is a pretty simple thing. If I had to take things out, right? Like Charisma and Higher Educations are both permanents. This is an upgrade. Pathfinder, I would probably like get rid of the Inquiring Minds over time because they're just going to get weaker as it goes. Not weaker, they're just going to become like less good. Less good. Seeking Answers could replace your Working Hunches. They go from testless to test, but it's still probably fine. Strange Solution upgrades, Magnifying Glass upgrades. Cryptic Research could replace your Preposterous Sketches. Also, you have your Flashlight, so actually your Seeking Answers could replace your Flashlight, not your Working a Hunch. Your Pathfinder could also replace your Flashlights. I forgot that Flashlights were in here. Flashlights probably won't stand the test of time for your deck. Like, they'll still be okay as it goes, but you want to be doing a better thing by scenario like 5, 6, 7, 8 than playing a Flashlight if you can make that work. And I think Working a Hunch lasts until the end game, so Seeking Answers and Pathfinder can probably replace Flashlight and Inquiring Mind following that order of importance, I think anyway. Okay, that's our Rex deck. Let's hop on over to Zoey. Zoey! She's going to fight. Zoey's ability is, after you become engaged with an enemy, gain 1 resource. +1, if this skill test is successful during an attack, this attack deals +1 damage. So she's going to get a lot of money on her own. She's going to get a lot of money. We then have Zoey's Cross, which is after an enemy becomes engaged with you, exhaust Zoey's Cross and spend 1 resource, deal 1 damage to that enemy. That's a strong effect. Free damage. Then we have Smite the Wicked, which is discard cards to the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. Attach Smite the Wicked to that enemy and spawn it at the location farthest from you. When the game ends, if the attached enemy is in play, she suffers 1 mental trauma, so you're going to want to fight this thing and cut it into pieces. Zoey is our goon, so we're going to want some weapons. Luckily, we have the machete. What other weapons do we have? Not much at level 0. When we get to level 1 to 5. Oh, classic, the Springfield. That really came out in Dunwich, huh? So we're probably going to grab the 45 automatic for the other gun. We have prepared for the worst here. So prepare for the worst. Search the top 9 cards of your deck for a weapon asset and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. That's good. It just gets you, helps you find your weapons. The 45 automatic is just a gun. It shoots. Spend 1 ammo, fight, you get +1 fist for this attack, deals +1 damage. Costs 4. Then we have the machete, which is pretty strong for an untabooed weapon. Fight, you get +1 fist for this attack. If the attacked enemy is only enemy engaged with you, it deals +1 damage. Yeah, this is kind of like the weapon package we're going to be looking at. Once again, we need to ask ourselves what our splash colors are going to be. We're going to grab Luckies with Zoey because, hello? We're lucky? God, my eye. Should stop getting stuff in it. We probably don't want to do Fire Axe. Even though, like, it can be a thing, I don't think we want to do that. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. What is Zoey's splash gonna be? Could be baseball bat. There is a case for baseball bat. What the frick? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Probably Super Fang. The best thing that's probably here is Drawn to the Flame is probably just the best card that exists in this pool. And like, because when you have a small collection like this, we're not really going to be like building around things. We're just trying to get like the best cards, right? So Drawn to the Flame can be really good with that. It's just a good card. Drawn to the Flame, if you don't know, draw the top card of the encounter deck, then discover 2 clues at your location. And then also if you draw an enemy, you get a resource, baby. You just turn that card into money. All right, so we need a 1 more. Oh, sorry. While we're here, we're just going to quickly throw these Vicious Blows into the deck. The Vicious Blows are very strong, and we want them in our deck. Also, while I'm here as well, we're going to also put in Beat Cop. You get +1 Fist. Discard Beat Cop, deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. Nice, strong. Mostly for the +1 Fist. It helps you get over that bump a bit. And we're also going to put maybe Guard Dog in here. I think Guard Dog, we'll see if he survives it. We do have a limited collection, so we kind of just have to, once again, take the cards that are good. This deck is going to want 2 emergency caches, though. Not 1, 2. Okay. We need to find our last splash card. You know what's probably the good one? It's either going to be a 1 of Elusive. It's either going to be a 1 of Elusive or a 1 of Look What I Found. So with the Look What I Found, because you have 2 book, you can, if there's a 2 Shroud location, using Look What I Found on that test will give you 2 clues at that location. I do think it's going to allow Rex to, Rex is probably going to get enough clues that this is not going to be needed. So then there's probably realistically following that line, a 1 of Elusive is probably the line here. Disengage from each enemy, engage with you, move to reveal location with no enemies. You can't move to your location with the Smite the Wicked Monster, but you could knock on its door and be like, hello, I'm here to fucking kill you now, right? You can do that. Okay. Yes, Rex did take the shortcuts. All right, so we can go to the neutral skills. So over here, of note, I didn't put Guts in Rex's deck because for me personally, I'm not too worried about that kind of thing. The Unexpected Courage, I think, has done the Unexpected Courage will kind of fill that hole. But this one could probably go with the Guts because she's more likely to actually pass and draw the card. But she is going to take an Overpower. It's the attack one. And probably an Unexpected Courage, but we're going to see what else we discover here. Leadership is a really good card. It's just a good card. Leaderships might make the cut. I think it's better than some of the other things we have going on here. I kind of like it. I don't know. All right. We are going to grab an evidence. Anytime that we can help, the better. So evidence is after you defeat an enemy, discover 1 clue at your location. This allows Rex to go F off and do other things. Alternatively, if for some reason you're at a weird location that has 3 clues, you can be like, hey, no worries, I'm here to save the day. Dodge is also just probably going to make the cut. Any other assets? Bandolier is not worth it. First Aid is not good. Physical Training is not great. Blackjack is not great. That solves those things. So realistically, Dodge is probably just good enough. Fast Play when an enemy attacks an investigator location. Cancel that attack. That'll make it. Teamwork, don't really need. Taunt, don't really need. Dynamite Blast, we can make a case for Dynamite Blast. I think Dynamite Blast is going to be a 1 of. It's going to be our other 1 of to balance out the 5 that we have. Going to the skills over here, not so much. So we're actually just going to hop into the neutral cards. And we're going to look at none of these. We got those. So it's going to just probably be a Guts and an Unexpected Courage. You could also, if you were feeling a little bit spicy, you could do this. You could do 2 Dynamite Blasts and 1 Guts. However, I'm going to just say right now, if you need 2 Dynamite Blasts to get you out of a situation, you've probably already lost the game. So I think you should just be confident in your skills and assume that 1 Dynamite Blast is going to get you there. No Delve, eh? No. Not because there are splash cards, right? Which means our splash cards, we want to have them live throughout the entire campaign. And at a certain point, those Delves are not going to be things you're going to want to be doing, especially when you're on a train through Essex County, where a Delve could be literally game-ending. So I think that just like you want to get rid of the Delves pretty quick. And I think that this deck can do fine. And the experience they'll get, they're going to make up and find in other ways. As in killing enemies, baby. Where did On the Hunt come out? Carcosa? My God. All right, let's look at the upgrades, shall we? So once again, Charisma is going to make the side deck for the same reasons that I said pretty much for the Rex deck. It allows us to play both B-Cop and Guard Dog. In addition, we also will probably be getting some allies if we're playing this through the Dunwich Legacy campaign. To the Guardian cards, going through all this, Beat-Cop is a really good upgrade because it allows you to get free damage from the guy without having to destroy him, right? And then you can exhaust him, deal 1 damage, deal 1 damage to him. You can do that 2 times. I traded Delve for losing 1 splash card, but I could easily see it both ways. I mean, like, the question is, what do we do, right? What like we're playing with the tiniest collection in the world. So, like, what are you going to turn those Delves into, right? Like, are by going to, sorry, B-Cop, you should be in here. This is like, are we going to, with that 3 experience, what are we going to do? We're going to buy a Charisma, and then we upgrade and we place, instead of, like, getting rid of something like this Dodge or this Dynamite Blast, we replace the Delve too deep. And I'd rather just turn, like, I'd rather just not, and I think keeping the Drawn to the Flame, the Elusive, and the Luckies are just going to make you a better deck. I think, as this is something I've said before, and I'll always stand on this hill, people demand too much experience out of the game, and they think they need more experience than you need to actually do good. You can do fine with less experience, you just have to have tighter play. And the best way to learn tighter play is to not rely so much on having a loaded deck with experience. So make harder decisions and improve because of that. And that's my thought on this. I don't think we need Delve too deep in this deck. I think it's just going to be more of a problem in the long term. Going over to the weapons, these weapons will probably last. Like, Machete is kind of like our goal for the end game. Between the big, exciting weapons, we probably would like... You'd probably want the lightning gun just because it's more fancy, but I'm very much a melee user. I could use machete until the end of the game. And then your 45 automatic is backup for that. However, if you do want a big gun, the lightning gun is going to be more exciting than shotgun in terms of the numbers are bigger and also the reliability. Kenai, yeah, we can put that on the list. Kenai is just a good card. It only costs 3 experience, 2 resources, you get +1 fist. Well, she's not going to be, she's going to be making good money. She's not going to be making Rex money. So it is going to trigger less. So I think it is less of a priority upgrade than the higher education is. Going over all of this as well. Police badge. I don't think, it's good, but I don't think we need it. But I'm not going to put it in the side deck. But if you do put it in this deck, I think it's still totally going to be a good piece. I just don't think it's necessary. Into the events. Oh my God. Into the skills. We have upgraded. This is why when we look at experience for Dunwich, because there's nothing to buy. There's nothing to buy, especially for Guardians. So there's Stand Together. If you want more cards and resources, this card is an option. And then there is... I mean, extra ammunition is also just fine. It's even fine, like, if you need just more shots out of your automatic, it's still good. If you have the lightning gun, extra ammunition stock goes way up. So there's that consideration as well. Like, if you have the lightning gun, you probably want to prioritize these extra ammunitions. Otherwise, they're not, like, that necessary. But, like, they're still good, because just more shots out of the 45 is really nice. One thing as well, as I should say, if you're a new player watching this is something that Travis and I were talking about in the teaching deck series that we're doing. That new players, they feel like they don't want to bank XP. You should bank XP as opposed to just putting in a card that's just fine. Like, if you have the choice of banking XP to maybe buy another Beat Cop or a lightning gun or an extra ammunition, save it and do not buy the extra ammunition. What does Taunt even do? Engage any number of enemies at your location. Draw one card for each enemy engaged this way. This is realistically going to give you a card and a resource, and I don't think that's worth 2 experience. So I'm not going to recommend it for this one. I've Had Worse as well is just way too expensive for what it does. And then Monster Slayer is sick, but it costs 5 XP. Yeah. Love Stand Together, not sure it's necessary. No, I mean, I definitely think it's not necessary with this pair either. However, 2 cards is still nice, and there's, like, nothing else to upgrade. Like, I agree, Stand Together is a low priority, but honestly, you're probably just going to save up and buy these lightning guns, because... I mean, if you buy the lightning guns, then Stand Together stock also goes up, because you want more resource cards in your deck. What are we cutting? I'd cut probably the dodge. Realistically, probably the evidence could go. And B-Cop's upgraded, Charisma, extra ammunition, Keen Eye. Lightning Gun can replace the 45s. Stand Together. I mean, all there is to really cut from this deck is the extra ammunition and the Stand Together following this. So yeah, it would probably be the dodge and the evidence. It could also, you could make a case for Dynamite Blast too. If you add Lightning Gun to the deck, you probably want to remove a Dynamite Blast for the extra ammunitions just to bring your curve way down. Because while Zoey can get money, she can't get Faustian Bargain Collection money for that one. Sweet. All right, well, there you have it. The discussion and build of 2 decks for limited collection for Dunwich Legacy, for Rex here and Zoey there. To go with what everyone was saying too, you could definitely put Delve 2 Deeps over the Drawn to the Flames, over an Elusive and 1 Lucky for the splash cards, and you could side them out. Because ultimately, keeping dodge and evidence is fine. If you want more experience, go for it. I think you don't need it, so that's why I'm not including them. But putting them in is totally fair and totally reasonable. Everyone loves more experience, so it's something that you could consider for the deck. Yeah. There we have it. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll be revisiting this again once we get to Carcosa. I might do this as well with like Ashcan Pete and then one of the core set investigators, but I might just wait and do another limited deck building once we get into Carcosa comes out as well. But you can also, if you want to see more of this, and I'm always swayed by the comments, as I say, that you guys determine the content that we make. So it's very helpful to me, because then I can know exactly what you guys want to see, and then I'll make it. Otherwise, huge thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel. I hope you enjoyed today's Arkham Horror video. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.